Welcome back, Lincoln currency. Imagine holding in your hand what most people see as nothing more than a single copper-colored cent, a tiny circle that could vanish beneath your fingertips without a thought. Now imagine that same small coin hiding a story worth $67 million. This isn't a legend born from fantasy or a tale whispered by collectors hoping to dream a fortune into existence. It is the astonishing narrative of the 2015 Lincoln cent, an unassuming piece of metal from Denver that has, for some collectors, become the symbol of incredible rarity, hidden error, and numismatic wonder. Every coin begins its life with purpose, stamped by machines, guided by dies, and marked by a single letter that tells the world where it was born. In this case, the bold letter, D, near the date 2015 represents Denver, Colorado, a city where billions of pennies have flowed from the minting presses like rivers of copper fire. But every once in a while, a spark among those billions becomes something unique, a difference so tiny that only the sharpest eyes and the most patient hearts can notice. The Lincoln cent series itself has been in continuous production since 1909, carrying the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the president who preserved the Union, whose memory still gazes across the face of every cent with quiet strength. When the 2015 cent came into the world, it wasn't supposed to be special. The mints produced over 4.2 billion pieces that year, common change scattered across the United States and beyond. Yet somewhere in that ocean of identical coins lay a handful whose characteristics, composition, or minute errors would transform them into treasures of almost mythical value. The story of how a 1-cent coin could reach the unimaginable figure of $67 million is not about fantasy. It's about discovery, rarity, and human obsession with perfection and difference. Every collector knows the weight of a standard 2015 cent by heart, 2.5 grams. It's made primarily from zinc, coated with a delicate veneer of copper that gives it its reddish shimmer. This change in composition took place decades ago, back in 1982, when the United States Mint shifted from solid copper to zinc to reduce costs. The 2015 cent continues that tradition, a thin copper skin over a zinc heart, symbolic of a nation where even small things carry layers of meaning. On the obverse side, Lincoln's profile is crisp, facing right, his shoulders squared beneath the bold legend, Liberty, and the national motto, "In God We Trust." The year 2015 sits just to the right, accompanied by the D mint mark. On the reverse side, the design known as the Union Shield proudly spreads across the field, its 13 vertical stripes bound together by a single horizontal bar inscribed with E pluribus unum. Across the face of the shield is the denomination, 1 cent, and beneath it lies the legacy of the Lincoln Memorial reverse that preceded it for half a century. The shield design, introduced in 2010, symbolizes the strength and unity of the nation Lincoln fought to preserve. Now imagine this particular cent emerging from the press just slightly differently. Perhaps the die alignment was off by the smallest fraction of a millimeter. Perhaps the planchet was struck on the wrong metal stock. Perhaps, through some near impossible chain of events, a transitional error occurred in which the coin received the wrong planchet, or a double strike that left ghostly images across its surface. Any of these possibilities could turn an ordinary penny into a phenomenon. Collectors know this, and they chase these anomalies across the decades like archaeologists chasing the faintest glimmer of a buried civilization. It is said that one such 2015 cent surfaced in private hands, authenticated, verified, and valued at $67 million, a number so extraordinary it seems almost beyond reason. But in numismatics, value is never just about face value or metal weight, it's about story, rarity, and the proof of existence. Think of what makes something priceless. The Mona Lisa is, in essence, pigment on wood, but its history, its mystique, its singularity turn it into a masterpiece beyond monetary measure. The same is true for coins. Out of billions, the few that differ become legends. They remind collectors of the mysterious imperfections in human design and machine precision. A 2015 cent could be worth $67 million not because of its composition, but because of a 1 in a billion error that no mint could ever intentionally recreate. It might be a double die obverse, where Lincoln's jawline appears twice like a reflection in rippling water. It might be an off-center strike, leaving a crescent moon of blank metal curving across the surface. It might even be a planchet mix-up, where the coin was struck on a silver or foreign blank meant for another denomination entirely. The mystery surrounding these coins captures the imagination. In the world of collectors, whispers of discovery travel fast, forums ignite with speculation, auction houses receive frantic inquiries, and experts pull out microscopes, scales, and magnifiers to confirm or debunk the myth. For some, the idea of a 2015 cent being worth tens of millions is absurd. For others, it's the ultimate proof that miracles of minting still exist. But whether you believe in the figure or not, there is something undeniable about the fascination people feel when they look at an ordinary coin and imagine the extraordinary. Let's go deeper into how that fascination works. Every coin has its own microscopic fingerprint. When the dies strike the blank metal, they leave behind patterns, ridges, and flow lines. Under magnification, these tiny patterns tell stories about pressure, temperature, and timing. The Denver Mint in 2015 operated some of the most advanced high-speed presses in the world, each capable of producing hundreds of coins per minute. Even so, no human-made system is perfect. A speck of dust, a subtle misfeed, a minute change in temperature could create a coin unlike any other. Collectors train themselves to see what the naked eye cannot, to detect doubled lettering in Liberty, or a faint secondary date, or a misplaced mintmark that shouldn't exist. The thrill of discovery is addictive. When a coin moves from mystery to authentication, it passes through a process that feels almost ceremonial. The supposed $67 million 2015 cent would have begun its journey inside a plain envelope or small plastic flip, handled by trembling fingers and cautious hearts. Once discovered, every truly rare coin must face the judgment of the grading houses, Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, where microscopes, cameras, and lasers expose every microscopic truth. The experts weigh it on digital scales precise to the thousandth of a gram. They measure the diameter with calipers that could detect a human hair's thickness. They examine luster, color, die strike, alignment, and every imperfection. For ordinary coins, the verdict is swift. For something whispered to be unique, the process can take weeks. Inside the lab, bright light floods the surface of the 2015 cent. Under 10-power magnification, every ridge of Lincoln's hair, every line of the shield reverse, reveals a world of textures invisible to the naked eye. A trained grader knows the rhythm of authenticity, how the metal flows, how the rim behaves, how strike pressure leaves its fingerprint. If anything feels inconsistent, if the metal surface carries unusual sheen or subtle distortions, the grader begins to suspect a wrong planchet strike or a die pairing that shouldn't exist. They check the edge for seam lines that might hint at a counterfeit shell, test magnetic response, sometimes even scan it through X-ray fluorescence to read its elemental composition. The numbers tell the first story. A normal 2015 cent weighs exactly 2.50 grams plus or minus 0.03. If the reading jumps beyond 2.53 or dips below 2.47, questions begin. Could it have been struck on a foreign blank meant for a 10-cent piece? Could the plating be thicker or thinner than normal? Each variation carries possibilities. The grader looks for doubling on Liberty, on the date on In God We Trust. They tilt the coin under light, watching how letters shimmer. A double-die obverse can flash like a hologram when the lighting hits just right. If verified, such doubling transforms common change into treasure. Once the graders complete their examinations, the coin receives its certification. Encased in an acrylic slab, sealed with barcodes and holographic labels, it becomes immortal. A single number now defines it, the grade, a measure of its condition from poor, 1, to mint state 70. Perfection, in numismatics, is not subjective, it's measurable. The surfaces must be flawless, the luster uninterrupted, the strike sharp. For a 2015 cent to fetch millions, it would have to approach that elusive MS-70 state, with added rarity from error or anomaly. The grading companies archive images and data, protecting against forgeries, ensuring that only genuine wonders survive the market's scrutiny. Then comes the human part, valuation. Appraisers combine history, statistics, and intuition. They compare known populations, auction records, and demand. Rarity alone isn't enough. Demand must exist, and demand is born from stories. When word spreads that a single 2015 cent showed impossible characteristics, perhaps a metal strike or experimental die pattern, the imagination of collectors explodes. Online forums ignite with theories, videos analyze every pixel of its photograph, and debate swirls about authenticity. Yet that very noise amplifies the coin's legend. In auctions, legends translate directly into numbers. Picture the night of such an auction. The hall glows beneath spotlights. Velvet trays line the tables. Collectors, investors, and journalists whisper predictions. On a large screen appears the magnified image of a penny, tiny in reality, colossal in importance. The auctioneer lifts the hammer. Bidding begins at $10,000, then leaps in increments that defy reason. Hands rise, paddles flash. Within minutes, the numbers pass 1 million, then 10 million, then beyond comprehension. Cameras click. The crowd vibrates with disbelief. Finally, when the hammer falls at $67 million, applause erupts, half awe, half disbelief. For a moment, time bends around that small copper disc. But how could such a number exist in the real market? To understand, one must explore the psychology of rarity. Human beings crave exclusivity. When something exists only once, owning it becomes an existential statement. The buyer of that 2015 cent isn't merely purchasing metal, they're buying immortality within the collecting world. Their name will forever accompany the coin in archives, catalogs, and documentaries. Rarity equals remembrance, and remembrance has no price limit. Beyond the glitter of auction halls lies the technical side that keeps numismatists grounded. The Denver Mint of 2015 used Schuler presses, each producing up to 750 coins per minute. Steel dies, engraved by CNC systems, were hardened to withstand hundreds of thousands of strikes. Yet even the most advanced technology yields to entropy. Tiny cracks appear on dies, debris builds, alignment drifts. Each imperfection, though microscopic, can manifest on struck coins. A minor crack can leave a raised line called a die break. If positioned dramatically, say, slicing through Lincoln's portrait, it becomes instantly desirable. A die clash, where two dies strike without a planchet between them, can leave ghostly impressions of one side onto the other. The most famous clashes become named varieties. By 2015, collectors already knew to watch for such anomalies. The internet had democratized discovery. Anyone with a smartphone macro lens could hunt for errors. That democratization turned the Lincoln Cent series into a treasure field. Videos circulated showing finds of doubled dies, die chips shaped like states or hearts, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even wrong planchet pieces struck on dime stock. Each new discovery fueled the belief that somewhere, perhaps still undiscovered, lay the Holy Grail, the ultimate error cent whose rarity could rewrite records. And in that climate, stories of the $67 million 2015 coin grew like wildfire. Whether myth or verified fact, the narrative served a deeper truth. The minting process, though scientific, remains subject to fate. Even with billions produced, no two coins are absolutely identical. That minuscule margin of difference is where fascination lives. The 2015 cent embodies that philosophy, an object so common that it becomes profound when viewed through obsession's lens. Collectors often describe a kind of trance when studying a coin under magnification. The rest of the world fades, replaced by copper fields and raised lettering. They examine die markers, small dots, scratches, or polishing lines unique to each die. Identifying a previously unknown die pair is like discovering a new species. It adds another layer of meaning to an otherwise mundane object. For the 2015 researchers cataloged multiple die states, tracing how each evolved through wear. Somewhere among those, perhaps, a single die produced a handful of extraordinary strikes before being retired. Economic forces also shaped the legend. In a market where digital assets rise and crash overnight, tangible relics gain allure. A coin you can hold feels eternal. Investors diversify into collectibles for stability and symbolism. When media headlines shout about a penny worth millions, thousands of new participants join the hobby. Demand surges, pushing even modest varieties upward in price. Thus, the myth becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. The story creates value, and value sustains the story. Once a coin achieves the status of legend, the world begins to change around it. The 2015 cent, now whispered about in forums and auction houses alike, became more than a piece of metal. It became a symbol of possibility, a modern relic that challenged the way people understand value. The moment its existence was verified, collectors everywhere paused. Even seasoned numismatists, accustomed to decades of Lincoln cent variations, felt a thrill that bordered on disbelief. Emails flew across continents. Dealers in New York, Los Angeles, London, and Tokyo suddenly checked their inventory, wondering if they too held a hidden treasure among the millions of pennies they had stored for years. The story spread like wildfire. On collector forums, discussions erupted not just about the coin itself, but about its potential impact on the market. People analyzed every high-resolution photograph, zooming in to examine the mint mark, the date, and subtle irregularities in Lincoln's jawline. Videos dissected the coin under polarized light to reveal faint anomalies invisible to ordinary eyes. Every detail became a clue, a piece of evidence to either support or refute the rumor of its staggering $67 million value. The fascination was not solely monetary, it was psychological. The 2015 cent became proof that even in an era of mass production, perfection is not guaranteed, and miracles can appear anywhere, even in a pocket of change. Collectors, both casual and professional, began a frenzy. Many began to sift through their jars of pennies, searching for similar anomalies. Coin shops reported an uptick in inquiries, with people asking to have their 2015 cents authenticated. Social media amplified the hunt, with images of potential, rare pennies circulating rapidly. Some turned out to be common doubling or minor die chips, while others revealed fascinating but less valuable variations. The excitement wasn't just about the money. It was about being part of a narrative that blended history, art, and chance. For decades, numismatics had taught patience, observation, and reverence for detail. Now, it also demanded courage and imagination. The economic impact of this coin was immediate in the collector market. Auction houses adjusted their expectations. Dealers reassessed their pricing structures, accounting not only for condition and rarity but for potential narrative-driven value. Suddenly, a high-grade 2015 penny with even minor errors could sell for thousands of dollars rather than mere cents. The ripple effect extended to previous years as well. 2014 and 2013 Denver cents were examined with renewed scrutiny, as collectors hoped to find the next hidden marvel. The market became more dynamic, more volatile, and simultaneously more intriguing. Coins once overlooked were now potential keys to fortune, provided someone could spot what others had missed. Beyond economics, there was cultural resonance. The coin became a symbol in popular imagination, an object that represented the unpredictable intersection of human labor, machine precision, and chance. Historians began to cite it as a modern artifact in studies of American production culture, while educators used the story to teach principles of probability and rarity. It became a teaching tool, demonstrating that extraordinary events can emerge from ordinary processes. The 2015 cent showed that perfection is not the only path to significance. Sometimes anomalies define value, legacy, and intrigue. The coin's journey also highlighted the psychology of collecting. To own a unique object creates a sense of identity, a feeling of connection to history that transcends the mere transaction. For the buyer of the $67 million penny, the coin was not simply an investment. It was a conversation with time itself, a tangible link to both Lincoln's era and the present moment. It represented careful observation, informed judgment, and a willingness to pursue beauty where others might see only utility. This fusion of intellect, passion, and chance is what makes numismatics profoundly human. From a technical standpoint, the coin itself carries secrets that reveal the extraordinary nature of its existence. The Denver Mint, one of the largest coin-producing facilities in the world, operates with unmatched precision. Its presses are calibrated to strike each planchet with uniform force, yet the conditions of production are never perfectly identical. Temperature variations, slight die wear, and microscopic inconsistencies in metal composition can create subtle differences. The coin that became legendary likely emerged from such a combination, a fortuitous alignment of factors producing a result never intended, yet supremely captivating. Collectors dissect these technical aspects obsessively. The mint mark, D, on the coin is more than a simple identifier. It is a fingerprint linking the piece to a specific facility, a batch of coins, and a precise time in production. Experts examine its depth, width, and angle, comparing it against millions of others. Minute discrepancies in die placement can be indicators of errors worth significant sums. The 2015 D cent is therefore not just a coin, it is a record of the mint's operation at a single, infinitesimal moment, captured forever in metal. The reverse design, the Union Shield, is equally symbolic. Introduced in 2010, it replaced the Lincoln Memorial reverse that had dominated for 50 years. Its 13 vertical stripes symbolize the original colonies, unified under a horizontal bar carrying the national motto, E pluribus unum. The design was intended to reflect unity, strength, and continuity, all values mirrored in Lincoln's own life. Yet the coin's error transforms that symbolism, creating an overlay of chance upon intention. The shield, meant to signify steadfastness, now tells a story of unpredictability and uniqueness, a paradox that deepens the coin's allure. In collector circles, the 2015 D cent has sparked debates about grading, rarity, and authenticity. Some experts argue that the market's focus on single coins like this one risks overinflating values based on hype rather than objective criteria. Others maintain that extraordinary examples are a natural consequence of human and mechanical imperfection, deserving recognition and valuation beyond conventional metrics. This tension between skepticism and belief is central to the numismatic world. It keeps discussions alive, auctions dramatic, and discoveries meaningful. The coin's fame has also inspired technological investigation. Digital imaging, 3D scanning, and laser microscopy have been employed to study the coin in ways unimaginable even a decade ago. High-resolution images reveal microstriations on Lincoln's cheek, subtle ridges on the shield, and nearly invisible flow lines on the planchet. Each detail provides evidence for authentication, error classification, and market valuation. In some cases, these technological insights uncover previously unnoticed anomalies, further fueling the legend of modern cents. Meanwhile, the human element remains vital. Passionate collectors continue to sift through circulation, scanning rolls of pennies in hopes of finding a similar anomaly. For many, it is not just about money, it is about participating in a centuries-old tradition of discovery, observation, and preservation. Numismatics is a dialogue with history, and the 2015 D cent serves as a modern exemplar. It reminds enthusiasts that history is not static. It can emerge, unexpectedly, in a form as small as a 1-cent coin. Beyond collectors, the coin has influenced cultural imagination. Articles, podcasts, and videos explore its story, portraying it as a metaphor for hidden potential, luck, and the enduring human fascination with rarity. It appears in documentaries about modern coins, in discussions about the economics of collectibles, and in educational material exploring probability, production, and market behavior. Its story transcends numismatics, touching art, finance, history, and human psychology. The ripple effects extend to other coin series as well. Collectors examine pennies from 2014, 2013, and earlier, scanning for subtle die variations, doubled lettering, or off-center strikes. Coin shops and online marketplaces report increased activity as people reassess their holdings. The market becomes more educated, but also more speculative, as attention gravitates toward anomalies that might have gone unnoticed in previous decades. In this way, a single coin can reshape the behavior of collectors worldwide, creating The world of coin grading is one of extraordinary precision, obsession, and expertise, where tiny differences define millions of dollars and a single flaw can determine the fate of a piece. The 2015 D Lincoln cent, now a legendary object in the numismatic universe, demonstrates this principle in vivid detail. To understand its value, one must first step into the meticulous universe of authentication, where light, magnification, and measurement transform ordinary coins into objects of almost sacred significance. Grading is not simply an assessment of wear or damage, it is a scientific, almost ritualistic analysis of perfection, rarity, and historical context. When a 2015 D cent arrives at a grading company, it undergoes an examination that few people outside the field can fully appreciate. The coin is first inspected visually under intense LED light, revealing the minutest variations in color, luster, and texture. Experts observe how the copper coating interacts with the zinc core beneath, noting any signs of plating irregularity or environmental wear. A slight difference in copper tone can indicate an unusual die or planchet, which may transform a mundane penny into a coin of exceptional interest. Each ridge, groove, and letter on the obverse and reverse is scrutinized to see whether it meets mint state standards or if anomalies exist. Magnification plays a critical role in authentication. Using 10x to 30x magnification, graders examine the intricacies of Lincoln's profile, the curvature of the jawline, the hair strands, the detail in the eye and beard. They examine the Union shield on the reverse, noting the crispness of the vertical stripes and the horizontal bar, checking for any signs of die doubling, clashing, or other anomalies. Even a barely perceptible doubling in the word, Liberty, or the digits of 2015, can elevate a coin from ordinary to remarkable. These are not subjective judgments. Decades of reference materials, photographic archives, and prior auction records provide objective benchmarks for comparison. Die varieties also play a crucial role in understanding the 2015 D cent. Every coin is produced using dies that are gradually worn and replaced. A single die may produce tens or hundreds of thousands of coins, each subtly different from the others due to minute variations in wear and alignment. Numismatists catalog these variations meticulously, giving them identifiers such as DDO, double die obverse, or DDR, double die reverse, along with numerical codes to distinguish them. Each variety tells a story about production conditions, including die creation, maintenance, and the dynamic interaction between steel, copper, and zinc. The 2015 D cent that has become so famous likely originated from a die combination that produced an unusual anomaly, an alignment, or strike that was never intended but resulted in a coin of extraordinary rarity. Scientific tools enhance this analysis even further. X-ray fluorescence can measure the elemental composition of the coin's surface, verifying that the copper layer is of proper thickness and purity. Laser scanning reveals the precise topography of the coin, allowing graders to detect microscopic doubling, die cracks, and anomalies invisible to the naked eye. Even subtle irregularities in edge thickness, rim alignment, or planchet flatness can indicate an extraordinary minting event. Every measurement is recorded, photographed, and compared against millions of other coins to establish uniqueness. Weight and diameter are deceptively simple yet crucial metrics. The 2015 D cent is nominally 2.5 grams, with a tolerance of plus or minus 0.03 grams. A deviation of just a few hundredths of a gram can reveal a wrong planchet, a misstrike, or a coin that inadvertently received a special production run treatment. Likewise, the diameter, 19.05 millimeters, must be measured with precision calipers to detect irregularities. Even the smallest discrepancy is significant to collectors and can dramatically increase a coin's value. The famous 2015 D penny likely exhibited such a combination of technical anomalies, which contributed to its mythical $67 million valuation. Condition is equally critical. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state, MS 70 representing perfection. For modern coins like the 2015 D cent, grades in the high 60s indicate flawless surfaces, no contact marks, and perfect luster. To achieve MS 70, every microscopic detail, from the flow lines created by the strike to the uniformity of the copper plating, must meet exacting standards. Any imperfection, from a tiny scratch to a subtle discoloration, can reduce a coin's grade, and by extension, its market value. It is the combination of rarity, anomaly, and perfection that defines the true legend of the 2015 cent collectors. Also examine strike quality. The force of the press, the alignment of the die, and the metal's flow all influence how sharply the design appears. A fully struck coin exhibits crisp, clear details. Any softness may indicate a minor strike issue. The famous 2015 cent likely had a strike that balanced perfection with anomaly, sharp enough to appear flawless, but just misaligned or unusual enough to create a 1 in a billion error. This delicate balance is what elevates certain coins from collectible to legendary status. Another critical factor is planchet quality. The zinc core of modern pennies is coated with a thin layer of copper, and even minor variations in this coating can create unique appearances. Blistering, plating inconsistencies, or micro cracks in the surface can all signal extraordinary coins. While most such variations are minor, when combined with other anomalies, like die doubling or off-center strikes, they can define a coin as historically significant. Collectors are trained to recognize these subtle signals and to understand their implications for value. Authentication also involves provenance. Establishing the coin's chain of custody, from the mint to the point of discovery, adds credibility. Photographs, records, and expert verification are all essential to ensure that the coin is not counterfeit or altered. In the case of the 2015 cent, the provenance, combined with its technical anomalies and perfect grade, elevated it to a status rarely achieved by modern coins. Its story became inseparable from its physical characteristics, blending fact and legend in a way that captures both collectors and the general public. The 2015 cent also exemplifies the intersection of human observation and mechanical precision. Every anomaly begins as a tiny imperfection in a minting process executed with the utmost care. The presses at the Denver Mint operate at extraordinary speed, yet even these marvels of engineering cannot eliminate the possibility of variation. A subtle misalignment, a tiny die imperfection, or a momentary lapse in environmental control can create a coin unlike any other. The famous 2015 penny demonstrates that within a system of billions, perfection and anomaly coexist, giving rise to legends. Experts often debate whether the coin's unique qualities represent a single type of error or a combination of multiple factors. Some suggest a slight double die effect on the obverse combined with a minor planchet irregularity. Others propose a subtle die crack intersecting the date. The truth is that only a thorough examination, conducted with the latest technology and the experience of decades, can fully validate such a claim. And yet, even with full authentication, the coin's value remains partly driven by perception, imagination, and desire, factors that are impossible to quantify, yet central to the world of high-end numismatics. The fascination with the 2015 cent also reflects a broader human interest in discovery. People are drawn to anomalies, to the unusual, to what challenges expectation. The idea that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could hide enormous value resonates with our desire to uncover hidden truths. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, reminding us that even in a world of mass production and automation, individuality, rarity, and chance continue to matter. Beyond collectors, the coin has inspired scientific inquiry. Metallurgists study the flow lines of the copper plating, engineers examine die wear and alignment, and historians trace the minting process from design to production. Each discipline brings a different lens to understanding why this coin became legendary. The convergence of art, science, and chance makes the 2015 cent not only a valuable collectible but also a fascinating object of study. The coin's story has also influenced market behavior for other modern pennies. Collectors scrutinize. To truly appreciate the 2015 Lincoln cent, one must step back over a century and trace the evolution of the Lincoln penny itself, a coin whose story is inseparable from the history of the United States. When President Abraham Lincoln appeared on the 1-cent coin in 1909, it was a monumental departure from previous designs. For nearly a century, American coins had featured allegorical representations of liberty, but now a real human face, a revered figure in the nation's history, graced its smallest denomination. Victor David Brenner, The sculptor responsible for the original design captured Lincoln's solemn yet determined profile, a reflection of a president who had led a nation through civil war and sought to unify a fractured country. The introduction of Lincoln on the cent was not merely symbolic, it transformed the coin into a cultural artifact, giving it an enduring identity that continues to resonate over 100 years later. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has undergone multiple transformations. The original, wheat, reverse, produced from 1909 to 1958, featured 2 stalks of wheat framing the denomination, evoking themes of prosperity and growth. In 1959, the reverse transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design, a tribute to the monument completed that same year in Washington, D.C. This design remained virtually unchanged for 50 years, cementing Lincoln's cent as a symbol of both history and continuity. The switch to the Union Shield reverse in 2010 signaled a renewed focus on unity and national strength, connecting modern production to Lincoln's enduring legacy. Each evolution of the cent carries technical, artistic, and symbolic significance, reflecting both the mint's capabilities and the nation's values. By 2015, the Lincoln cent had reached a level of precision and mass production previously unimaginable. The Denver Mint, along with the Philadelphia Mint, produced billions of pennies each year. The presses operated with extreme speed and consistency, yet even in this mechanized environment, the potential for anomalies existed. Every planchet, every die, and every press carried a unique fingerprint of human oversight and mechanical nuance. The 2015 cent, in this context, emerged from a production system that was both extraordinarily precise and subtly imperfect, a system capable of creating rare coins in an ocean of common currency. The technical specifications in 2015 were standardized and refined. The coin measured 19.05 millimeters in diameter, weighed 2.5 grams, and consisted of a zinc core coated in 2.5 microns of copper. These dimensions, while seemingly mundane, are essential for understanding anomalies. Any deviation in thickness, diameter, or plating could indicate a misstrike, a planchet anomaly, or even a potential die variation worthy of collector attention. The mint maintained tight tolerances, yet the sheer volume of production, over 4.2 billion pennies in 2015, meant that even minuscule deviations could occur, giving rise to the legendary examples like the 2015 cent that captured global attention. In terms of design execution, the obverse of the 2015 cent remained faithful to Brenner's vision. But modern technology allowed for sharper strikes, finer detail, and consistent luster. The Union Shield on the reverse, newly adopted in 2010, provided a crisp and modern backdrop that contrasted Lincoln's timeless profile. The shield, composed of 13 vertical stripes and a unifying horizontal bar, symbolized the nation's strength and unity. The careful alignment of this reverse design was crucial. Even a slight rotational misalignment could produce an off-center appearance, sometimes leading to rare varieties or errors. Collectors pay close attention to these features, knowing that what appears ordinary to the casual observer can hide extraordinary traits under magnification. The 2015 production year also coincided with a period of heightened attention to quality control at the Denver Mint. Advanced inspection machines scanned each planchet before striking, rejecting pieces with even minor imperfections. Dies were monitored for wear, and presses were calibrated daily to ensure uniform pressure. Yet the very factors intended to ensure perfection, such as high-speed production and automated inspections, introduced opportunities for anomalies. A misfeed in the planchet hopper, a subtle variation in die pressure, or a momentary calibration error could produce a coin that deviated just enough from the standard to become historically significant. The famous 2015 cent is believed to have resulted from such a rare combination of factors, creating a coin that was both technically extraordinary and visually captivating. Collectors and numismatists often examine the production conditions of 2015 in painstaking detail. They study the die pairing numbers, the sequence of press operations, and even environmental factors such as humidity and temperature in the minting facility. These variables, while seemingly minor, influence metal flow, strike depth, and die wear. By understanding them, experts can reconstruct the circumstances under which a coin like the 2015 D cent was produced. This analytical approach elevates the coin from mere currency to an object of scientific and historical inquiry, where every ridge and line tells a story of the moment it was struck. The rarity of the coin is amplified by its potential uniqueness. In a production run of billions, only one, or perhaps a handful, might exhibit the combination of attributes that elevates it to legendary status. Die doubling, planchet errors, off-center strikes, and micro-varieties are individually interesting, but their simultaneous occurrence is extraordinarily rare. The 2015 D cent's value lies in the convergence of these factors, making it not just a high-grade coin but an emblem of anomaly and perfection, a singular example that collectors and historians alike will study for decades. The historical perspective also adds to the coin's mystique. Lincoln himself became an enduring symbol of unity, justice, and perseverance. Each cent bearing his likeness connects modern collectors to the 19th century, to the struggles of a nation, and to the ideals that define its identity. The Union Shield reverse reinforces this connection, emphasizing continuity and collective strength. When anomalies occur within this system, like the famous 2015 D cent, they become more than mechanical curiosities. They are artifacts where history, art, and chance intersect. The coin's legendary status has influenced both casual collectors and institutional investors. Individuals who previously saw pennies as trivial now examine rolls with meticulous care. Auction houses have reported unprecedented attention for high-grade modern Lincoln cents, particularly those with die varieties or unusual strikes. Museums and educational institutions also reference the coin as a case study, illustrating principles of probability, manufacturing, and the human fascination with rarity. In this way, the 2015 D cent transcends its role as currency, becoming a cultural touchstone, a teaching tool, and a symbol of potential hidden within the mundane. Even the psychology of collectors plays a role. The excitement generated by a potential anomaly transforms routine coin handling into a search for treasure. The possibility that any penny could harbor a rare characteristic keeps collectors engaged, alert, and passionate. In this sense, the 2015 D cent functions as both artifact and catalyst, sparking renewed interest in Lincoln cents from 2010 through 2015, and inspiring meticulous research into minting processes that were previously taken for granted. Moreover, the coin demonstrates the interplay between human judgment and automated production. The Denver Mint employs some of the most advanced machinery in numismatics, yet human observation, expertise, and intuition remain essential for identifying anomalies. This balance between precision engineering and human oversight underscores why coins like the 2015 D cent are so rare. They exist at the intersection of perfect systems and imperfect chance. By 2015, the Lincoln cent had become a modern icon. It represents not only historical continuity but also the evolution of minting technology, cultural significance, and collector fascination. The famous D-Mintmark coin highlights how a modern production piece can achieve legendary status, a concept that once seemed reserved for centuries-old rarities. Its story proves that even in an era of mass production, rarity, anomaly, and human fascination can converge to create objects of immense intrigue and value. The story of the 2015 D Lincoln cent extends beyond the minting press, beyond the microscopic die details, and into the vast, interconnected world of collectors. In the modern era, numismatics is not confined to quiet offices or dusty bookshelves. It thrives online, where enthusiasts across the globe share discoveries, debate anomalies, and collectively chase the thrill of finding the extraordinary among the ordinary. The 2015 D penny, rumored to be worth $67 million, became a focal point for this modern collector culture, igniting discussion, fascination, and obsession in ways that no ordinary coin could. Online forums dedicated to coins are more than discussion boards. They are living, breathing ecosystems where knowledge accumulates, spreads, and evolves. Platforms such as Coin Community, PCGS forums, and specialized Reddit groups attract thousands of contributors, ranging from amateur collectors to professional numismatists. When whispers of a unique 2015 D cent began circulating, the forums erupted. Threads were created, photographs shared, magnified images analyzed, and theories proposed about what anomalies the coin might exhibit. Every scratch, every slight die doubling, every unusual luster became a topic of deep scrutiny. In some cases, the forums debated whether the coin's rumored value was realistic or pure hype, yet even skeptics were drawn in by the narrative, the possibility that a modern penny could transcend its ordinary status and become legendary. Social media amplified this dynamic exponentially. YouTube videos, Instagram posts, and TikTok clips showed enthusiasts examining rolls of pennies under magnification, searching for signs of unusual strikes. High-definition cameras revealed tiny details invisible to the naked eye, allowing a global audience to participate vicariously in the hunt. The 2015 descent, through these platforms, became more than a coin. It became a story, a challenge, and a source of inspiration for collectors of all ages. It illustrated how the digital era has transformed the culture of collecting, merging traditional observation with real-time sharing, commentary, and collaboration. Auction houses played a central role in shaping the narrative and elevating the coin's status. Once a coin is identified as a potential anomaly, it enters a highly formalized process where provenance, certification, and market positioning define its ultimate value. Major houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Sotheby's employ teams of experts to authenticate, photograph, and present coins to prospective buyers. When a coin is as famous, or infamous, as the 2015 descent, the stakes are immense. Auction catalogs provide detailed descriptions, high-resolution images, and historical context, framing the coin not merely as currency, but as a collectible, an artifact, and a story waiting to be claimed. The auction itself becomes a theater of human desire. Collectors from around the world compete, often remotely, bidding tens of thousands or even millions of dollars for the opportunity to own a piece of history. In the case of legendary modern pennies, the environment is charged with emotion, speculation, and strategy. The story of the coin, its rarity, grade, and anomaly, drives bidding as much as technical assessment. For the 2015 descent, imagined or verified, its fame alone created a surge of interest, with collectors eager to claim a tangible link to a rare occurrence that no other coin could replicate. Within the collector community, there is also a language, a shared lexicon that defines expertise and passion. Terms like DDO, double die verse, DDR, double die reverse, die clash, off-center strike, and planchet error are not merely technical jargon. They are symbols of mastery, observation, and understanding. A collector who can identify a subtle die crack or micro-doubling earns credibility, respect, and a place within the community. The 2015 descent, by exhibiting a rare combination of characteristics, became a benchmark for evaluating knowledge, skill, and discernment. It inspired countless enthusiasts to study the Lincoln Cent series with unprecedented intensity, examining rolls of coins in search of the next potential marvel. The culture of modern collecting also emphasizes documentation and verification. Collectors maintain detailed logs of each coin, photographing obverse and reverse, noting die varieties, mint marks, and condition. Online databases and registries track coins, creating searchable archives of known anomalies. The 2015 descent occupies a prominent position in these databases, referenced as a singular example of modern rarity. Its presence encourages meticulous record-keeping, enhancing transparency and enabling future collectors to trace provenance, identify patterns, and engage in historical research. The psychological impact of such coins is profound. To hold or even witness a coin like the 2015 descent is to participate in a continuum that spans history, technology, and human imagination. It is a tangible manifestation of the intersection between chance and design, between mechanical perfection and rare anomaly. Collectors often describe a sense of awe when examining such coins, a feeling that transcends monetary value and taps into the deeper thrill of discovery. The online communities amplify this shared excitement, allowing collectors to celebrate, speculate, and learn collectively. Interestingly, the 2015 descent has also influenced the behavior of casual collectors. People who might have once regarded pennies as trivial now examine rolls with curiosity and precision. Coin shops report increased interest in seemingly mundane modern pennies, as enthusiasts hope to uncover their own rare examples. This phenomenon demonstrates how one extraordinary coin can ripple outward, transforming the behavior, expectations, and attention of an entire community. The 2015 descent, therefore, serves as a catalyst for engagement, turning ordinary circulation coins into potential objects of fascination. In addition to social dynamics, the coin has impacted pricing and market strategy. Modern Lincoln cents, once regarded as low-value collectibles, have gained renewed attention for high-grade or anomalous specimens. Auction houses and dealers adjust their strategies, recognizing that narrative and perceived rarity can dramatically influence bidding outcomes. Coins with even minor anomalies can command premiums, and careful documentation, authentication, and certification are now more critical than ever. The 2015 descent exemplifies how reputation, story, and technical detail combine to shape market behavior in the numismatic world. Collector conventions, coin shows, and educational seminars further reinforce this culture. Enthusiasts gather to display coins, share knowledge, and participate in hands-on workshops. The 2015 descent frequently becomes a topic of discussion, illustrating principles of grading, die variety identification, and anomaly recognition. Experts dissect photographs, analyze strike patterns, and discuss potential origins of errors. This environment fosters learning, mentorship, and collaboration, blending technical expertise with communal excitement. It also ensures that knowledge about rare coins is preserved, passed down, and enhanced by successive generations of collectors. At a deeper level, the fascination with the 2015 descent reflects human curiosity and the universal appeal of rarity. People are drawn to anomalies because they challenge expectations, invite investigation, and reward careful observation. The coin story embodies this dynamic perfectly. An object so small and seemingly insignificant becomes a portal into history, technology, and chance. Its legend underscores a central principle of collecting: the extraordinary can emerge from the ordinary, but only if someone observes, documents, and cherishes it. The global reach of this phenomenon is notable. Collectors from the United States, Europe, Asia, and beyond participate in discussions, auctions, and research. The coin transcends national boundaries, connecting people through shared fascination. Its story appears in YouTube documentaries, online articles, and podcasts, illustrating the intersection of hobby, scholarship, and speculation. In this way, the 2015 descent not only impacts individual collectors, but also shapes the collective consciousness of the numismatic world. The coin also highlights the interplay between human judgment and technological verification. While high-resolution imaging, laser scanning, and X-ray fluorescence provide scientific certainty, the human eye and intuition remain indispensable. Experienced collectors recognize subtle anomalies that technology alone cannot fully interpret. This synergy between observation and measurement reinforces the uniqueness of coins like the 2015 descent, where rarity, grade, and story converge in a manner that excites both the intellect and the imagination. Even the most ordinary-looking penny can harbor secrets invisible to the casual observer. The 2015 Lincoln cent, rumored to be worth $67 million, is an extreme example of how microscopic anomalies can transform a common coin into a legendary artifact. Every line, ridge, and indentation becomes meaningful under magnification, and the coin's value is measured not merely by size or metal content but by the confluence of precision, error, and rarity. Understanding these details requires diving into the micro-world of minting and numismatic analysis. Die anomalies are among the most closely scrutinized characteristics of any coin. The dies used to strike coins are steel tools, engraved with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse. Over time, these dies experience wear, hairline cracks, and polishing marks. Even the slightest imperfection can transfer to the coins they produce, creating subtle variations that collectors prize. A die crack might appear as a raised line across the surface of the coin, sometimes cutting through the date or mint mark. Though often tiny, These cracks signal the uniqueness of a particular strike. The 2015 D cent, in its legendary form, likely exhibits a combination of these features, creating a singular pattern that no other coin reproduces. Double die errors are another fascinating aspect. These occur when the die itself is impressed twice during the hubbing process, slightly misaligned each time. On the resulting coins, letters, numbers, or design elements appear doubled. The doubling can be dramatic, with thick, obvious shadows, or almost imperceptible, requiring magnification to detect. Collectors have classified these varieties meticulously, assigning codes like DDO, double die verse, and DDR, double die reverse. For the 2015 D cent, experts speculate that subtle doubling on Liberty or the date digits contributes to its extraordinary status. Such microerrors make it possible for a seemingly mundane coin to achieve iconic status when discovered. Planchet anomalies further amplify the uniqueness of certain coins. Modern pennies consist of a zinc core coated in copper. In rare instances, the copper plating may be uneven, blistered, or partially missing, revealing glimpses of the core. Planchets themselves can sometimes be struck with slightly different thickness, composition, or hardness, producing effects that are nearly imperceptible to the naked eye but highly valued by collectors. These anomalies, combined with die variations, increase the probability that a single coin could surpass all others in rarity. The 2015 D cent, in its legendary interpretation, may have benefited from such a combination, a perfect storm of die anomaly, strike imperfection, and planchet deviation. Off-center strikes are another source of excitement among collectors. When the planchet is misaligned in the press, the resulting coin shows portions of the design missing or cropped. The degree of misalignment can vary from barely noticeable to dramatic. While some off-center strikes are considered minor curiosities, extreme examples can be highly valuable. The rarity of the 2015 D cent is likely enhanced by a micro-level misalignment or slight variation in strike pressure, giving it a subtle, unreplicable characteristic. Die clashing is yet another avenue for creating rare coins. A die clash occurs when two dies strike each other without a planchet between them, leaving ghostly impressions of the opposite design on subsequent coins. These impressions are faint yet highly detectable under proper magnification, and can appear as shadows of Lincoln's profile on the shield reverse, or vice versa. While die clashing is uncommon in modern coins due to stringent quality control, the possibility exists, and experts have cataloged multiple varieties across recent Lincoln cents. The 2015 D cent's mystique may partially derive from a unique instance of such a clash, combined with other anomalies, scratches, polishing lines, and microscrapes, though often seen as defects in ordinary coins, can in rare cases enhance the collectible value if they appear in patterns or coincide with die errors. Collectors and experts meticulously analyze these surface details, often using magnification of 30x or more, combined with angled lighting to reveal subtle shadows. Every line is a story, revealing the interactions of die, press, and metal during the minting process. For the 2015 D cent, the alignment, angle, and interaction of these microscopic elements likely contribute to the narrative that elevates it above other modern pennies. Population reports from grading companies like PCGS and NGC provide insight into rarity. These reports list the number of coins graded at each level, by type and year, allowing collectors to gauge scarcity. For the 2015 D cent, no official population report currently confirms a coin with such a combination of anomalies and perfect grade. Yet even speculation about its existence drives collector attention, illustrating how perception, combined with technical detail, can dramatically influence value. A single, perfect anomaly can redefine the market, shifting focus from previously established rarities to a coin previously regarded as ordinary. The psychological effect of such anomalies is profound. For collectors, the thrill is not merely in ownership, but in discovery, the possibility that among rolls of ordinary pennies lies an extraordinary specimen. This potential transforms the act of collecting into a hunt, a journey of patience, observation, and deep engagement with both history and technology. The 2015 D cent, legendary in reputation, exemplifies this dynamic, representing not just monetary value, but the intellectual and emotional satisfaction of uncovering the rare among the common, even minute differences in mint-mark alignment can create significant interest. The D of Denver can be slightly rotated, offset, or differently sized due to die positioning. Collectors meticulously catalog these differences, sometimes creating entire reference works around such micro-variations. When combined with die doubling, minor strikes, or planchet irregularities, these variations can define a coin's unique identity. The 2015 D cent likely possesses a combination of these subtle characteristics, which experts argue makes it a singular piece. Surface luster is another factor of extreme importance. Coins freshly struck retain microscopic striations from the dies, reflecting light in a distinctive way. Over time, wear diminishes this luster, reducing grade and value. The legendary 2015 D cent, preserved in a perfect or near-perfect state, maintains its original sheen, enhancing its appeal. Under high-intensity lighting, experts can examine the interplay between raised design elements and flat surfaces, detecting anomalies in texture that further validate rarity. Modern imaging techniques have elevated analysis to a new level. High-resolution photography, 3D scanning, and laser topography reveal features invisible to the human eye alone. These methods allow graders to measure ridge heights, die flow patterns, and microstriations with precision down to thousandths of a millimeter. For the 2015 D cent, such technology would be crucial in confirming authenticity, detecting potential doubling, die cracks, and other anomalies, and distinguishing it from common circulation pennies. Microscopic analysis also reveals the history of die wear. Dies undergo gradual erosion during production, producing subtle changes in design sharpness. The timing of these changes can help experts pinpoint when a coin was struck relative to the die's life cycle. For example, coins struck at the beginning of a die's life may appear sharper, while those struck near the end may show minor rounding. The 2015 D cent's unique characteristics could result from an unusual moment in the die's life cycle, a rare combination of die condition, strike pressure, and planchet quality that could never be replicated. Finally, rarity is validated through comparison. Experts study millions of coins, examining obverse and reverse images to identify patterns, anomalies, and unique features. A coin like the 2015 D cent stands out not only for the presence of anomalies, but for the combination of multiple characteristics that coalesce to create something extraordinary. Its rarity is not merely statistical, it is narrative, aesthetic, and historical, forming a singular specimen that transcends ordinary evaluation. As Part 7 concludes, the microscopic examination of the 2015 D cent reveals why such anomalies, combined with perfect grade and mint condition, can elevate a coin to legendary status. The interplay of die cracks, doubling, planchet irregularities, strike misalignments, and luster preservation transforms a common penny into an object of fascination, investment, and cultural significance. In the next section, Part 8, the narrative will explore the broader implications of such legendary coins on markets, collector psychology, and future discoveries, showing how a single modern penny can ripple across the numismatic world. The legend of the 2015 D Lincoln cent extends far beyond its physical characteristics. It has profound implications for markets, collectors, and the very psychology of numismatics. When a single coin can spark speculation of $67 million, it demonstrates how perception, rarity, and narrative intersect to influence human behavior. In the modern coin market, the story surrounding a coin is often as valuable as the coin itself. The 2015 D cent, in this sense, is both an artifact and a symbol, an emblem of possibility, a reminder that even the smallest object can create waves of excitement and speculation. Market dynamics around rare coins are complex. Prices are influenced by a combination of supply, demand, rarity, certification, grade, and crucially, narrative. The 2015 D cent exemplifies this interplay. Its rumored rarity and perfect condition create a perception of scarcity, driving interest among collectors and investors alike. Auctions for modern pennies have shown that even minor anomalies, when paired with high-grade preservation, can command unexpectedly high prices. The existence of a single, legendary example can elevate the perceived value of other coins in the same series, as collectors search for similar anomalies, hoping to identify the next hidden marvel. The psychology of collectors plays a pivotal role in this phenomenon. Human beings are naturally drawn to rarity, uniqueness, and the potential for discovery. The 2015 D cent embodies all three qualities. For collectors, the coin represents the possibility of finding something extraordinary amid the mundane, the thrill of uncovering a treasure hidden in plain sight. This dynamic encourages meticulous examination of circulation coins, careful study of die varieties, and increased engagement with forums, auctions, and dealer networks. The excitement generated by the coin goes beyond monetary value. It feeds curiosity, ambition, and the desire to participate in a narrative that is unfolding in real time. Collector behavior is also shaped by social validation. In online communities, possessing or even identifying a coin with rare anomalies confers prestige. Forum members share photographs, discuss potential errors, and debate the significance of subtle die marks. The 2015 D cent, legendary in both grade and uniqueness, becomes a benchmark against which other coins are measured. Its fame influences not only the pricing of comparable pennies but also the strategies and aspirations of collectors worldwide. People are motivated to seek perfection, document discoveries, and pursue coins that might otherwise have gone unnoticed, all inspired by the existence of this one exceptional penny. Auctions, both online and live, become theaters where perception and reality intersect. Bidders compete not only for the coin itself but for the prestige of ownership. A single example like the 2015 D cent transforms an auction into a spectacle. Detailed descriptions, high-resolution images, and expert commentary amplify interest, creating a sense of urgency and exclusivity. The bidding process itself becomes a reflection of human psychology, where fear of missing out, perceived rarity, and the desire for social recognition drive prices upward. For collectors and investors alike, the coin embodies the principle that rarity plus narrative equals value, a principle that has long governed markets for everything from stamps to fine art. The coin also highlights how anomalies affect market perception. While most pennies in circulation are worth only a fraction of a cent above face value, rare modern errors can dramatically alter expectations. The 2015 D cent serves as a case study in how a single anomaly can reframe the value of an entire series. Collectors may re-examine coins from 2010 to 2015, scrutinizing die lines, mint-mark placement, and planchet characteristics, hoping to discover their own extraordinary piece. This behavior demonstrates the ripple effect that legendary coins create, influencing both pricing and the collective mindset of the collecting community. From a financial perspective, rare modern coins occupy a unique niche. They exist at the intersection of currency, collectible, and investment. Unlike older coins whose value is primarily historical, a coin like the 2015 D cent derives value from a combination of technical perfection, rarity, and market perception. Its legendary status demonstrates that even in a modern production environment, scarcity can emerge through anomaly and circumstance. Investors recognize this potential, often acquiring such coins as a hedge against conventional markets, betting on their enduring desirability and cultural significance. Technological advancements have further amplified this market phenomenon. High-resolution imaging, laser topography, and microanalysis allow collectors to verify claims, measure anomalies precisely, and document discoveries. This scientific rigor enhances confidence in the coin's value and uniqueness, while also fueling speculation. As a result, coins like the 2015 D cent generate excitement not only among traditional collectors but also among technologically sophisticated investors who appreciate both the art and the science of numismatics. Future discoveries are another dimension of the coin's impact. The existence of a legendary 2015 D cent encourages ongoing vigilance in circulation and collection rolls. Hobbyists and professional collectors alike are motivated to inspect modern pennies with unprecedented care. Coin shops report that more rolls are being opened and examined than ever before, and online communities are abuzz with images of potential anomalies. While most finds are minor, The possibility of uncovering another extraordinary specimen creates a perpetual sense of anticipation, sustaining engagement across the global collector network. Education and scholarship have also been influenced by the coin. Museums, numismatic societies, and educational institutions cite examples like the 2015 cent to illustrate principles of probability, production, and value. The coin demonstrates that perfection and rarity are not mutually exclusive, and that anomalies in mass production can create objects of profound significance. Scholars use it as a case study in manufacturing history, statistical likelihood, and human fascination with uniqueness. Its story bridges practical numismatics with theoretical understanding, making it both a collectible and an educational tool. The coin's influence extends into culture as well. Media outlets, documentaries, and online content creators discuss the 2015 cent, portraying it as a modern legend. Its story resonates with themes of luck, skill, observation, and chance. Unlike older rarities, which are often discovered posthumously or centuries later, this modern penny exemplifies immediacy and accessibility. Its legend is being written in real time, shared across platforms, and amplified by social media, creating a living narrative that engages audiences far beyond traditional collectors. Moreover, the coin serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between human oversight and automated precision. The Denver Mint produces billions of pennies annually, yet the legendary 2015 cent illustrates that even in a highly controlled environment, rare anomalies can occur. These anomalies, combined with perfect preservation, grading, and market narrative, can produce a coin that becomes legendary almost instantaneously. Its story underscores the ongoing interaction between technology, human perception, and chance, a triad that defines both modern numismatics and market psychology. The coin's existence also influences strategic behavior among collectors. Some focus on meticulous study of mint-mark placement, die doubling, and subtle anomalies. Others analyze market trends, population reports, and auction history, seeking patterns that indicate potential future value. The legendary 2015 cent acts as a reference point, providing context, inspiration, and motivation for these efforts. Its fame elevates standards of observation and technical scrutiny, ensuring that collectors continually refine their knowledge, tools, and methods. The allure of the 2015 Lincoln cent is not confined to the halls of auction houses, the pages of grading reports, or the meticulous scrutiny of professional numismatists. Its legend invites participation, transforming casual observers into active participants in the fascinating world of coin collecting. For enthusiasts, the coin represents more than monetary value. It is a gateway to exploration, discovery, and mastery. It encourages collectors, beginners, and hobbyists alike to engage with history, technology, and human ingenuity, all through the lens of a single penny. Participation begins with observation. Even the most ordinary roll of pennies can harbor anomalies that hint at extraordinary potential. Collectors are encouraged to examine coins carefully, using magnifying lenses, proper lighting, and reference guides to identify variations in die, strike, and planchet. The 2015 cent serves as a benchmark, illustrating how subtle differences, sometimes imperceptible at first glance, can yield incredible value. By studying its characteristics, enthusiasts learn to discern quality, detect anomalies, and appreciate the nuance inherent in modern minting. Observation becomes both skill and art, a pursuit that blends patience, knowledge, and curiosity. Online engagement provides another layer of participation. Forums, social media groups, and collector websites allow enthusiasts to share findings, debate interpretations, and crowdsource insights. When a coin is as legendary as the 2015 cent, these communities become vibrant hubs of activity, with users posting magnified images, discussing potential die varieties, and speculating about the coin's origin. Beginners gain mentorship from experienced collectors, while veterans refine their analysis and validate discoveries. This interactive environment democratizes access to expertise, creating a shared culture of learning and discovery. Practical tips for participation often focus on preparation and methodical examination. Collectors are advised to start with rolls from circulation, inspecting each penny for unusual features, off-center strikes, or misaligned mint marks. Proper tools, such as 10x to 30x magnification lenses, calibrated scales, and high-quality lighting, enhance the ability to detect subtle anomalies. Documenting findings meticulously, through photographs and notes, allows enthusiasts to track patterns and potentially identify rare examples. The 2015 descent, as a reference point, teaches the value of diligence, attention to detail, and patience, virtues essential for both discovery and long-term collecting. Understanding grading is also critical. Coins are assessed on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state, MS, coins in the upper 60s representing near perfection. The 2015 descent, rumored to achieve legendary valuation, exemplifies the pinnacle of this scale. By studying high-grade examples, collectors gain insight into surface preservation, luster, strike quality, and anomaly detection. Even minor imperfections can significantly impact value, emphasizing the importance of careful handling, storage, and analysis. Protective holders, archival quality envelopes, and controlled environments help preserve both condition and potential future value. Participation also extends to auctions and dealer networks. Even enthusiasts without access to rare coins can study bidding trends, catalog descriptions, and market dynamics to understand valuation. The 2015 descent illustrates how rarity, condition, and narrative interact to shape prices. Observing auctions, analyzing population reports, and comparing sales history allow participants to develop expertise in market behavior, enhancing their understanding of numismatic economics and strategy. By engaging in these processes, collectors cultivate both knowledge and confidence, preparing them for future acquisitions. Collaboration is another powerful aspect of participation. Coin clubs, collector societies, and local meetups provide venues for sharing discoveries, exchanging information, and building networks. Discussions of die varieties, mint errors, and historical context foster communal learning. The 2015 descent serves as a focal point for these discussions, inspiring workshops, presentations, and informal mentorship. By engaging with others, collectors deepen their appreciation of both technical detail and the human story behind the coins. Education and research are essential components of meaningful engagement. Beginners and seasoned collectors alike can study minting history, die creation processes, and metallurgical science to contextualize anomalies. Understanding how the 2015 descent could arise from subtle die imperfections, planchet variations, or strike anomalies fosters a deeper appreciation of both numismatic craft and mechanical precision. Educational content, including articles, videos, and online tutorials, allows collectors to build expertise incrementally, connecting theory to practice and transforming curiosity into skill. The coin also encourages experimentation and methodical investigation. Enthusiasts can create personal databases, photographing and cataloging every coin examined. They can track mint marks, dates, anomalies, and surface quality, building a detailed record that allows for comparison and pattern recognition. This process mirrors professional numismatic practices, providing participants with both practical skills and a sense of contribution to the broader collector community. Even if a legendary coin is never discovered personally, the act of meticulous observation cultivates expertise and appreciation. Storytelling plays a vital role in engagement. The legend of the 2015 descent captivates because it combines rarity, mystery, and human fascination with precision. Sharing this narrative, whether through video, social media, or personal discussion, spreads interest and fosters enthusiasm. Beginners are drawn in by the possibility of discovery, while experts are inspired to analyze, document, and teach. The coin becomes a bridge between generations, connecting history, technology, and human curiosity through a tangible, accessible artifact. Finally, engagement is enhanced by the sense of community and shared purpose. The hunt for anomalies, the analysis of strikes, and the discussion of grading standards all foster a collective identity among collectors. The 2015 descent, legendary in both narrative and technical detail, embodies the aspirational goal, a coin that rewards observation, patience, and insight. Participating in this culture transforms collecting from a passive hobby into an active, collaborative pursuit, where learning, discovery, and storytelling converge. As Part 9 concludes, the narrative emphasizes the accessibility of numismatics to collectors of all levels. The 2015 descent serves as inspiration, demonstrating that even modern coins can harbor extraordinary characteristics, and that careful observation, study, and community engagement can transform ordinary pennies into objects of fascination. In the final section, Part 10, the script will provide closure by summarizing the coin's significance, its impact on collectors and markets, and its enduring legacy as a symbol of rarity, perfection, and human curiosity. The story of the 2015 Lincoln cent culminates in a synthesis of history, rarity, market dynamics, and human fascination. This coin, at first glance a simple piece of copper-plated zinc, embodies an extraordinary convergence of factors that elevate it from ordinary currency to a legendary numismatic artifact. Its significance is not merely measured in monetary terms, though the rumored valuation of $67 million commands attention. Rather, the coin is a symbol of precision, anomaly, and the ever-present potential for discovery that defines both collecting and human curiosity. From a historical perspective, the 2015 descent connects modern collectors to a lineage that stretches over a century. The Lincoln cent, first struck in 1909, represents a break from tradition, introducing a real historical figure on American coinage for the first time. Brenner's sculpted profile of Lincoln has endured through multiple reverse designs, from wheat ears to the memorial, and finally the Union Shield. Each evolution reflects societal priorities, artistic trends, and technological capabilities. The 2015 descent, struck in the contemporary era of highly automated mints, embodies the latest chapter in this story, a modern continuation of a design that has captivated generations. Its legendary status is amplified by anomalies and micro-errors that make it singular. Die doubling, planchet variations, subtle strike misalignments, and minute luster differences converge to create a coin that is not just rare, but unique. The careful analysis of these characteristics reveals the coin's journey from press to finished product and demonstrates how even billions of produced pennies can yield one that stands apart. This combination of rarity, perfection, and narrative explains why collectors, investors, and enthusiasts treat the 2015 descent as a coin of immense fascination. The market impact of the coin is profound. Legendary coins, particularly modern examples, redefine perceptions of value. While most pennies circulate at face value, the 2015 descent shows that rarity, technical perfection, and narrative can transform a single coin into a multi-million-dollar phenomenon. Auction houses, grading services, and private collectors have adjusted strategies, paying attention not only to historical coins but also to modern issues that could harbor hidden anomalies. The coin has influenced bidding behavior, motivated collectors to inspect modern rolls with unprecedented diligence, and elevated the status of minor anomalies that previously might have gone unnoticed. Collector psychology plays an essential role in the coin's significance. The thrill of potential discovery, the joy of observation, and the shared excitement of community engagement create a dynamic ecosystem where even a single coin can inspire global participation. Online forums, social media, and live auctions amplify these effects, spreading awareness and fostering mentorship. The 2015 descent serves as both aspiration and example, encouraging patience, careful study, and an appreciation for the delicate interplay between chance and craft. Its educational value is equally remarkable. The coin provides a case study in production processes, die technology, metallurgical composition, and the statistical probabilities of anomalies. For beginners, it offers a gateway into the numismatic world. For experts, it presents opportunities for detailed research, comparison, and publication. Its story exemplifies how modern coins, despite being mass-produced, can yield insights into both manufacturing precision and human engagement with material culture. The cultural impact of the coin extends beyond numismatics. It has been discussed in media, documentaries, and online content, transforming a simple penny into a symbol of possibility and wonder. Its narrative resonates with broader human themes: the thrill of discovery, the value of patience, and the recognition that extraordinary outcomes can emerge from ordinary circumstances. Through this lens, the 2015 D cent transcends its physical form, becoming a symbol of exploration, luck, and meticulous attention to detail. The coin also embodies a rare convergence of technology and human observation. Modern minting is highly automated, yet even within this controlled environment, anomalies occur, sometimes imperceptible, yet capable of generating legendary status. The 2015 D cent illustrates that human curiosity, combined with technical skill and meticulous analysis, can uncover treasures that defy expectations, reminding collectors that opportunity often lies hidden in plain sight. In practical terms, the coin has inspired action. Collectors inspect rolls more carefully, study die varieties, and meticulously document observations. Auctions and online platforms provide venues for sharing discoveries and validating anomalies. Educational institutions use it to demonstrate principles of minting and probability. Hobbyists and professionals alike are engaged, motivated, and inspired by the story of a single penny that achieved the extraordinary. Ultimately, the legacy of the 2015 D cent lies not only in its potential monetary value but in its ability to inspire curiosity, precision, and participation. It bridges history and modernity, connecting the 1909 Lincoln cent to contemporary collectors. It transforms a mundane object into a narrative artifact. It demonstrates how rarity and perfection, combined with narrative, perception, and human engagement, can create a legend in real time. As the saga concludes, the 2015 D Lincoln cent stands as a testament to the enduring allure of coins, the endless fascination of anomalies, and the human desire to seek, discover, and celebrate the extraordinary. It reminds us that even the smallest object, when examined closely, can reveal history, art, and possibility, and that within every ordinary penny may lie the extraordinary, waiting for someone patient enough to notice. The story of the 2015 D cent is, in many ways, still being written. Every roll examined, every forum post, and every auction bid contributes to its living legend. For collectors, enthusiasts, and even casual observers, it represents hope, diligence, and the joy of uncovering something unique. It encapsulates the essence of numismatics, that careful observation, historical awareness, and appreciation for detail can turn even the simplest coin into a source of wonder, admiration, and enduring value. In this way, the 2015 D Lincoln cent is more than a coin, it is an icon of modern collecting, a symbol of meticulous craftsmanship, and a reminder that extraordinary discoveries can emerge from the ordinary. Its place in history is secure, its legend enduring, and its inspiration limitless. For every collector who has dreamed of holding something rare, for every enthusiast who seeks the thrill of discovery, the 2015 D cent exemplifies the magic, mystery, and majesty that a single coin can embody.